I'm Sinead, and welcome to another edition of Building the Cardboard Dollhouse with a little bit of a twist. We're going to work on that utility room, which is actually in a box, separate from the cardboard dollhouse, because I thought that was a little less time-consuming project for me to take on right now. So I managed to come up with something. And I hope you enjoy it. We're going to start by looking at what's going on in the dollhouse first, though. Keegan is helping Cindy get the cabinets hung in the right place. And while he's getting that done, we're going to go over and start on the utility room. I purchased a gift box, 14 inches by 9 inches and 4.5 inches deep to use as a room box. I actually wanted the next size up, but the price it doubled. I believe it doubled to go to the next size up box. So I decided that this would work. It's a little shorter than the dollhouse rooms, but it's enough. So this is the paper that I have designed and printed out. Two different sheets here that I'm going to use together. This tile is a green color. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but I'm going to use the tile on the tiny little floor section as well as on the bottoms of the walls with this in the upper part. And if I decide to put cabinets in later, I will coordinate them to these colors. I did print everything out on cardstock because I just find it easier to use. So as a laundry room, I purchased a very inexpensive set. And instead of making it, but there are some printables out there where you can make it yourself. So I did like that it fit in here. Now, the washing machine is a little deeper than the dryer, so if you do something similar, you might have to finagle it to get it in here or just let the box gap. And yeah, we even have a clothing rack. I'm trying to decide which way I want this oriented to paper it and how I'm most likely to use it. And I think this will do. So this is the kind of box that arrives to you flat, and in here in the flaps is an adhesive that you peel and stick the pieces together to make it a box. And my recommendation on that is to close the box after you've stuck it in place so that the magnets hold it square, and let it set up before you start playing with it. So I did not plan on doing anything for the ceiling, but since this is a black box, and my choice was black or nothing, I don't think there was another option. Yeah, I think I want to find either, maybe I'll just grab a piece of white cardstock and see how that works. But yeah, I'll just pre-fold and then start gluing. But I think I want to glue, I want this part of the wall shorter. So glue this in the lower part first. Do I want to mess with cutting it off? Because I could have all these strips and I could just butt it against it, or I could just glue it in here. Well, I'm going to go debate with myself, and I'll be back in a minute. I may have to turn this box around so that you can see it more clearly, but for cutting the measurements of the lower part, I put it in here with the wrong side facing up, and then put the upper wall over the top of it, and marked it for cutting. I didn't do myself the favor of paying attention to the squares. And so we've got some mismatched bits going on. But the other thing is that when I put in this, I had it all trimmed, did a dry run. It looked like it was going to fit in there just fine. And then it didn't once I had glue on it. So be sure you stick down in the center, get it as even as you can against the back here, back wall. But work pressing it down from the center out, and that way any extra or discrepancies, I guess is not extra, but any discrepancies will be hidden by the next layer of paper, and you won't have bubbles, because that's kind of what you want to avoid, is bubbles. And I got the floor in down here, and it looks like I have one bubble. It didn't have a bubble when I pressed it down and it developed it. Maybe I put more glue on this one. So yeah, try to keep from putting too much glue. And let's see, next piece is going to be this one. And I am just gluing it in with watered down glue in a decoupage kind of mixture. And I am not putting glue over the top of it. My plan is not to put glue over the top of it. So I'm gonna have to try and be extra careful and neat. So I have all of the lower part of the wall put in, but I did add a baseboard of sorts here with black construction paper, because when doing this part, this is just the box. So it just lined up such that I had the look of a baseboard over here, so I matched it in here. When purchasing your box, what I had hoped is that my machines would fit in here, that like side by side, they would just go in here. I might even be able to glue them in place, but as it turns out, they don't fit. The outside measurements are what you get when you buy the box, and I didn't realize just how much dimension you would lose on the interior, which when selling a gift box, I would think that you would be more concerned with the interior dimensions since you're trying to put something in it, but the listings are all for the exterior, so keep that in mind when buying gift boxes, I guess. So we're gonna go and do the upper part of the wall now, and I've only been a little sloppy. And the matching up has been better than I expected. This is actually not too bad. And again, the machines are probably going to sit in front of that, and I might end up at some point putting a cabinet in here, which will make it harder for me to pack this away, so I'll have to keep that in mind. Remember to try and go into your corners first, and that the way in which the box is constructed creates an extra thickness, which is going to try and push your paper out of the corner, and that's how we ended up with this gap here. So kind of, well, fight it as much as you can to keep it up against there. My glue stuck before I could slide it, so and I wasn't really thinking about how much these folded corners were going to push the paper out, but it is something that happens here. Plus I might end up just doing, you know, the bead board at the top with construction paper, have it match the bottom, because I am, again, outside, I mean, I'm within the cover of the box, as it, there's a gap up here, because as you come out of the box where it's up against the edge, this piece is, you've got more width, and it looks like it's 1/4 of an inch or close to it of gap that you end up with on the, this is more than, the top and the bottom, because of the thickness of the box as you come out. So I don't know if that's true of all gift boxes, but it makes sense that you're not going to match up with the line on the inside because of the thickness of the box. So take that into consideration when you're papering. You might want to add other paper up here underneath, or you just leave it and let your box show, which is what I'm doing. I think I will add piece of construction paper, same as I did down here, because I think it just neatens it up a little bit. Okay, here we are finished. We've got a bit of construction paper up here to draw it into the line that was left there. I put washi tape over the join that, there's garbage in here, oops. Over the join so that where the two pieces of paper meet, it kind of, I don't know if you'll be able to see it once the machines are in, but it'll probably peek out here and there, and it just adds a little bit of fun to the room. Yeah, I am definitely thinking about putting in some cabinets, but it's going to be at a later date. So this is where we're going to stop, and I will set it up right and show you how it looks. Okay, here we are with it set up, and it looks pretty cute, laundry room wise. If I want to do a slightly further out or change the orientation so that I'm picking up more of what's underneath the machine, I might want to add a flooring extension. But I think it would be really cool to add some cabinets, maybe even those cabinets without glass fronts into this design. I think it would add to the realism of the laundry room, because I don't know about you, but I need cabinets. I need cabinets everywhere. So anyway, let's go back and see what how Cindy and Keegan have come along with those cabinets. The cabinets seem to have gone in fairly well for Keegan. He's got himself a cup of coffee as a reward. In actuality, I used this glue here to glue it in. It's Aleene's Fast Grab Tacky Glue, because there's no way to brace it against the wall. I couldn't clamp it in any way. It was just hold it. So I wanted it to grab on quickly, and I also didn't want to use the two-part epoxy. I wanted to know if I had a glue that would work for this, that would hold up to having things a little bit of weight. I'm not going to put a whole lot of weight in these cabinets, but I wanted it to be able to handle a little bit of weight, and I wanted to know. So this is my experiment. I am going to find out whether or not this glue can handle a little bit of weight. Because I wanted a glue that's more accessible to using. The two-part epoxies are always that much more work and that much more difficult. So just experimenting with another way to go at it, I guess. I hope you have a delightful day and a wonderful week, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. I will see you on Wednesday with another Craft and Chat. Bye-bye.